The early 19th century was marked by the ascent of nationalism across Europe. Traditional monarchies experienced a decline in power during the early 19th century. The political climate of the early 19th century set the stage for the emergence of strongmen. Jean-Jacques Dessalines played a crucial role in the Haitian Revolution, leading enslaved people to victory against French colonial forces. Dessalines declared Haiti's independence in 1804, establishing the first free black republic in the world. As emperor, Dessalines implemented autocratic policies and brutally suppressed dissent to consolidate his power. Rafael Carrera rose to power in Guatemala through a series of military campaigns. Carrera's long rule was characterized by conservative policies that significantly shaped Guatemalan society. Carrera's leadership had a profound and lasting impact on Guatemalan politics. Antonio López de Santa Anna held multiple presidencies in Mexico, marked by political instability and shifting allegiances. Santa Anna's military leadership resulted in significant defeats, including the loss of Texas to the United States. Santa Anna's actions and decisions significantly shaped Mexico's turbulent 19th century, contributing to its political and territorial struggles. Porfirio Díaz's rule, known as the Porfiriato, spanned a significant period in Mexican history. Díaz implemented economic modernization policies that spurred industrial growth and infrastructure development in Mexico. Suppression of political opposition during the Porfiriato contributed to the outbreak of the Mexican Revolution. Leopold II maintained personal control over the Congo Free State. The Congo Free State was subjected to brutal exploitation of its resources, particularly rubber. Widespread human rights abuses occurred under Leopold II's rule in the Congo Free State. Ismail Pasha initiated ambitious modernization projects in Egypt, including infrastructure development and military reforms. These modernization efforts led to significant debt accumulation, placing Egypt in a precarious financial situation. Egypt's debt crisis resulted in increased British influence and control over the country's finances and administration. Enver Pasha played a key role in the Young Turk Revolution, which aimed to modernize and reform the Ottoman Empire. As a leader during World War I, Enver Pasha pursued ambitious military campaigns that resulted in significant Ottoman losses. Enver Pasha bears responsibility for the Armenian Genocide, a systematic extermination of Armenians within the Ottoman Empire. Vladimir Lenin led the Bolshevik Revolution, resulting in the overthrow of the provisional government. Lenin established the Soviet state, fundamentally altering Russia's political and economic structure. War, communism, and the Red Terror were implemented under Lenin's leadership to consolidate power and manage resources during the Russian Civil War. Following Lenin's death, Joseph Stalin consolidated power through strategic political maneuvering and elimination of rivals. Stalin's policies of collectivization aimed to consolidate individual land holdings into collective farms, while industrialization focused on rapid heavy industry growth. The Great Purge, orchestrated by Stalin, involved widespread repression and elimination of perceived political opponents and enemies of the state. Benito Mussolini rose to power by exploiting post-World War I social unrest and promising national revival. Mussolini established fascism in Italy, characterized by authoritarian rule, nationalism, and suppression of opposition. Mussolini's alliance with Hitler led Italy into World War II, resulting in significant losses and his eventual downfall. Adolf Hitler rose to power in Germany, establishing the Nazi regime. The Nazi regime systematically persecuted Jews and other minorities. Hitler's expansionist policies and aggression led to the outbreak of World War II. Francisco Franco rose to prominence during the Spanish Civil War, leading the nationalist faction to victory. Following the war, Franco established a dictatorship, suppressing political opposition and centralizing power. Franco's policies during his long rule included economic autarky, conservative social reforms, and a neutral stance during World War II. Mao Zedong led the Chinese Communist Revolution, culminating in the establishment of the People's Republic of China. The Great Leap Forward aimed to rapidly transform China's agrarian economy into an industrialized society. The Cultural Revolution sought to eliminate counter-revolutionary elements and reinforce Maoist ideology. Kim Il-sung rose to power in North Korea, following the end of World War II and the division of Korea. The establishment of the Kim dynasty involved consolidating power and promoting a personality cult around Kim Il-sung and his descendants. The Juche ideology, emphasizing self-reliance, became the guiding political philosophy of North Korea under Kim Il-sung. Gamal Abdel Nasser was a key figure in the Egyptian Revolution of 1952, which overthrew the monarchy. Nasser championed pan-Arabism, advocating for the political and cultural unity of Arab nations. Nasser's leadership during the Suez Crisis of 1956 solidified his status as a prominent leader in the Arab world. Idi Amin seized power in Uganda through a military coup. Amin's regime was marked by severe human rights abuses and economic mismanagement. Idi Amin's rule ended with his overthrow. Augusto Pinochet led a military coup against Salvador Allende, resulting in the overthrow of the Chilean government. Following the coup, Pinochet established a dictatorship, centralizing power and suppressing political opposition. Pinochet's regime was marked by widespread human rights abuses, including torture, disappearances, and extrajudicial killings. Pol Pot led the Khmer Rouge, a communist political organization and guerrilla force in Cambodia. Under Pol Pot's regime, Cambodia experienced a genocide resulting in the deaths of approximately 2 million people. Pol Pot established Democratic Kampuchea, a totalitarian state characterized by radical agrarian policies and forced labor. Saddam Hussein rose to power in Iraq through the Ba'ath Party, implementing policies focused on Arab nationalism and secularism. The Iran-Iraq War, 1981-1988, was a prolonged and costly conflict fueled by territorial disputes and ideological differences. Iraq's invasion of Kuwait in 1990 led to the Gulf War, a multinational military operation to liberate Kuwait and restore its sovereignty. Muammar Gaddafi rose to power in Libya through a military coup. Gaddafi implemented socialist policies, including nationalization of oil and wealth redistribution. Gaddafi's regime was accused of supporting terrorism, leading to international isolation. Bashar al-Assad succeeded his father, Hafez al-Assad, becoming president of Syria in 2000. The Syrian civil war, beginning in 2011, is a complex conflict involving multiple factions and international actors. Allegations of chemical weapon use against civilians have been a significant and controversial aspect of the Syrian civil war. Robert Mugabe played a central role in Zimbabwe's independence movement. Mugabe's long rule was characterized by economic mismanagement and human rights abuses. Mugabe was eventually removed from power after decades of authoritarian rule. Contemporary dictatorships persist globally, presenting ongoing challenges to democratic ideals and practices. These regimes often employ tactics such as suppressing dissent, controlling media, and manipulating elections to maintain power. International efforts to promote democracy face significant obstacles, including geopolitical interests and internal resistance within these nations. Dictatorships share common characteristics, including suppression of dissent, centralized power, and limited individual freedoms. Dictatorships have a devastating impact on societies, leading to economic instability, social unrest, and human rights abuses. Promoting democracy and human rights is crucial to prevent the rise of dictatorships and ensure a just and equitable society.